Time now to welcome in Chris Armstrong, Utah Mammoth, president of hockey operations. Chris, good morning.
DJ, PK, good morning. Great to be with you.
Thanks for coming on with us this morning. A home game.
My pleasure.
A home game. You're done going to Colorado and L.A. and Idaho. That means the hammers and the saws have been put away, the cranes out of the middle of the arena. There's ice again.
The nails are laid, the screws are in. We're ready to roll here at Delta Center. It looks amazing.
Is this going to be sort of like, not completely, but like a trial run with everything being new, and you have some new offerings there for food and some other stuff as far as, hey, let's get this done tonight and then see if we need to make any adjustments?
Absolutely. I think you try to take your home preseason games as a bit of a dress rehearsal, especially for us with the new identity as Utah Mammoth. We'll start to integrate some of those fan experience elements and start to build that identity here inside the arena. Obviously, we'll hold all the bells and whistles for opening night on the 15th against Calgary. But this is a great opportunity to test some of those things out and get fans back in the building and excited about the season.
That building has been around for so long now, 30-plus years, I think 34. And fans have a lot of great memories, right? And not just sports. Not just the Jazz, the Olympics, tons of concerts and shows there. There's all kinds of stuff. I think there's a lot of curiosity of what exactly have they done to the building in the offseason. And I know there's more off-seasons and more changes to come, but what have they done? What's going to look different? What's going to be new? What are fans going to like?
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and many more exciting moments to come, including our exciting season as the Utah Mammoth and some amazing concerts coming up in the lineup as well. And obviously the Jazz have a young and exciting, hungry team. So plenty of memories to be made, and of course the Olympics on the horizon as well. So we really focused this summer on the lower bowl. Our president of the Jazz, Jim Olsen, has overseen the project and done an unbelievable job alongside JB Galileo on our team. And we focused on creating that traditional lower bowl experience, if you will, or aesthetic, where we've got seats behind the nets. Last year, as you recall, we had backdrops. We've got full seats all the way up to the concourse now. I think it's the steepest pitch in professional sports, certainly in the NHL. Fans are right on top of the action. It's going to be loud and intimidating and everything we love about this building. So I think fans will be excited to see that and see how it looks. And it really is something for the eye to behold. I mean, the steepness and intimacy is incredible.
And now you got a name, and along with that name, it means that there's going to be merchandise available. I assume that will be on full display this evening.
Yes, sir. We're opening the doors shortly to put our home and away jerseys on sale as for the first time as the Utah Mammoth. And there's great excitement building outside. There's a line already extending around the corner, and this is a special day, an exciting day for our fans to finally get their hands on our jerseys and to fill our arena in our jerseys. And I know our players are excited to see them back in the building tonight.
Either tonight or ultimately maybe, in a few weeks here. How many different pieces of apparel can people get? Because the jerseys are obviously big. People go for T-shirts, golf shirts, caps. PK and I were just talking about how we have had either for ourselves or family members have gifted us socks from the bookstore at the universities we went to. I mean, there's really no limit to what you can put a logo on. What have you done?
I'm looking at the team store right now. Fanatics, our new partner on the team store, has done an unbelievable job of merchandising the store. A full complement of products. The hat wall is exceptional. One of the best I've seen. Hoodies, hats, T-shirts, you name it. I'm looking at onesies right now. So I think fans will be excited. It's an even deeper selection than obviously we had in our inaugural season, and the stuff looks great. Obviously, that blue really pops, and we get very proud when we see that color out in the community.
And you're telling me, Chris, I don't know if our listeners know this, that Christmas is coming up, and so some gift ideas that can be done with early Christmas shopping, right?
Absolutely. These are easy gifts to wrap and to put under the tree. So come one, come all.
Not just gifts, stocking stuffers too. You got to have the little stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. It's America. Commerce makes the world go round, especially in the Christmas season.
We're excited. We're excited to see our fans in these jerseys. They look really, really good. So lots of good energy around the building already today.
I like what Andre Tourigny, I like to hear his interviews because he's one of these guys who tends to tell it like it is as he sees it, right? He's not and it's only been a year that we've been around, but he's not a beat around the bush guy. And last year, I think it was labeled with excitement, with hope, and this year it's changed to excitement with confidence. Explain what that means.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what you want from your head coach is clear communication and clear expectations, and Bear does a great job of both. And, our ambition is to make that push to be a playoff team this year and for us to take that step, and that's what everybody's focused on. We've had a really good camp, a competitive camp. Guys have worked really, really hard, and the preseason is about getting your reps in and starting to sort of establish the identity for the season. Ultimately, staying healthy and getting ready to roll and get off to a good start in the regular season.
Kyle Whittingham is fond of saying, most people don't care about your problems, and the rest of them are glad you have them, right? So one problem that I see looming out there for you, and it's a good problem to have, you don't dare complain about it. So the summer of 25, you redo the lower bowl. The summer of 26, you got more plans to redo more stuff in the arena. But if a team goes to the playoffs, that shortens an already tight construction window by 2 weeks. And once you're in a best of 7, we all know you get a hot goaltender, right? Suddenly, it could shorten it by a month. And you don't dare complain about any of this. I totally understand this, but how do you plan for that? Because that seems like it could be a major problem. You're already shoehorning a pretty extensive construction project into a tight window.
Well, as we like to say, those are high-class problems.
Right.
At the end of the day, we have an unbelievable team. We did just build a 143,000 square foot practice facility in just about 13 months. So I know Jim and Jamie and the team will respond to that challenge. It is a realistic challenge, but if that's the reason we're delayed, then we're happy to accommodate.
And that practice facility you speak there down at Southtown, is that 100% ready to go, or you still have more work?
Our hockey facilities are completed, and then we're still working to finish the public areas of the facility and hope to open that up later this year.
How is that going to work for people who've been going to the mall and all that? What level of interfacing, what is open to the public and interactive, what isn't? Does it depend on the time of day and if the team is training, and is there open ice? How does that all work?
Yeah, so we'll try to make the facility as accessible as possible throughout the day, even when we're in residence for practice, and unless there's something going on with the team that doesn't allow us to do that. We want this to be the home of hockey in Utah, and for the public to be able to interact with our team and our players and our staff at our headquarters. So it's not, obviously it's attached to the mall, but it has its own public entrance and separate from the mall, and that will be open regular business hours every day, and we can't wait to fill the ice times with youth hockey and adult hockey and free skating, learn to play programs when we're not on the ice.
The season starts in 1 week, and we know it's at Colorado, and I think you got 3 games on the road before you come home. You already mentioned it, Calgary on the 15th, so that's just, less than 2 weeks away. And I can recall last year, I don't know that you can recreate the level of anticipation last year because it was the very first game, but the stuff you had was super cool, and you had the thing that I liked, a resident Canadian hockey guy who also played on the PGA Tour, Mike Weir. You had him in a golf swing, and then I think, if I remember, he finishes it with a hockey swing. And so all that stuff was really cool. I imagine you've got stuff that's in the works that you're going to be able to do opening night this year?
Yes, indeed. I can't give it away here. My marketing team will get very upset. They put a lot of time, energy, and effort into planning some really fun things in the arena. As I say, the real focus is to bring this identity as the Utah Mammoth to light. Our fans helped us to pick that identity, and we want to give them the best experience possible here in the arena. So yes, I will say come early, be in your seats when the doors open. There's going to be lots of fun stuff happening inside and outside the arena.
I'm curious what the attitude is with inside the club and also with inside the league. The crowds were tremendous, but I was always surprised when I went to the game. It didn't matter who the opponent was. There were so many visiting fans there. It was unreal. And I grew up in Southern California. I'm used to, going to Padre and Dodger games. There's 5,000 people rooting for the other team, and it's 10,000 if it's the Mets or the Cubs. So I get some of that, but I got to say, and the stars are always going to draw, and the original six are going to draw. I get all that, but like Calgary showed up. I thought there were 3,000 or 4,000 people there rooting for the Flames. Is there anything you can do to make it more of a home ice advantage, or is that just life in the NHL?
Yeah, look, I think it's a few things. I think some of those fans live here in Utah and have been fans of hockey, and before we existed, cheered for other teams. So we got to win those fans over. Hockey fans travel really well. We see that across the league, and I think there was a fair bit of, and rightly so, a bit of curiosity to the novelty of the new team here and what we were doing, and all the excitement and buzz around the building and the things that we're doing here in Utah that brought some of that hockey travel tourism, if you will. So I think those things will all level out. And, one thing I will say is our home fans are the loudest in the NHL, and they show up. They showed up every game last year, regardless of how things were going in the season. As the course of the season went on, I felt like we learned how to use that energy of the building to our advantage, and excited to pick up where we left off.
How much do you think, Chris, the team can be improved just by the basics of familiarity, meaning everything was new last year, and now, obviously, for the newcomers, it would still be new, but you're going to have turnover every single year. But for the bulk of the organization, there's a sense of familiarity. I'm just wondering if you think that can at least maybe, even if it's just a little, help the success.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think Bill Armstrong has said this well in a couple of occasions, that we have a little bit more. Everybody's a little more settled this season. We have a little bit more stability and continuity to what we're doing because we've had the benefit of a proper and full off season to get ready for the year. So he also always says, and I love this, that you can't manufacture experience. Is something that has to be accrued through games and through coming of age. And we've got a lot of young players who look great in training camp, and we think we'll take another big step this year. But that all of this requires patience and stick to our plan. We want to build a team that's competitive and has a long competitive window to challenge for the Stanley Cup multiple times. And so this season will be really about trying to accrue that next layer of experience, if you will, that makes us a better team and on our way to being a championship team one day.
I don't know if the word is adjustment or pivot, but I thought the best thing that happened in season from the business side of it all, and I thought you won over a lot of people with this, initially the corners of the upper bowl were closed for weeknight games. And there's a lot of complaining I heard about people who couldn't get into the building. And when you opened that up, I think you did a deal with Smith's, $10 tickets, and just acknowledged, hey, these are heavily obstructed views, but you're in the arena. I heard so much positive feedback about that. There were so many people who loved that. They knew what they were buying up front. They didn't care. They wanted to be in the building. They loved it. How are you handling that this year? What opportunities are out there for people?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's something we'll look at again. That was a great concept by our president of commercial, Chris Barney, and his team, and really all about creating access to the building, right? Creating new hockey fans, giving people a textural experience with hockey and the energy of the building and learning the game, and just the opportunity to be here and feel that atmosphere in the arena. Obviously, we have fewer of those seats year over year as we make changes to the building to give everybody a perfect view of the ice. But as long as we have those seats, we're going to continue to make the focus about creating as much access for people to experience the game of hockey.
If that was Barney's idea, I'd take it all back. The guy's a bum.
He's a good man. Very talented
PK, back me up in this. Barney's a bum. Am I right? I've always said that.
Chris Barney?
Make sure he hears that.
Yeah, tell him I said so, too. Tell him I said so. That'll be awesome. All right. Hey, we actually know him because he started selling radio a long time ago. So we've watched him. We've watched him climb the ladder, and he's done a good job of that.
He's one of the best in the business. We're lucky to have him for sure.
Chris, we appreciate the time, and good luck with everything. and that could include maybe a shortened construction window next summer if all the hockey fans are lucky.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing you guys around the rink for
all
sure.
Right. Thanks,
Appreciate
Chris.
you having me on.
Yeah, Chris Armstrong, Utah Mammoth, president of hockey operations. All right, now Yak wants to put an exclamation point on this segment. If you'd like to go see the Utah Mammoth, they're playing the San Jose Sharks Saturday night at the Delta Center. Call right now. Caller 12-801-575-ZONE. Caller 12-801-575-ZONE will win a pair of tickets to watch the Utah Mammoth take on the Sharks Saturday night at the Delta Center. It's the perfect night to go because that is a super quiet college football night. You won't be missing much there. DJ and PK, call right now. We're back with your feedback next.